Today I want to talk about loving yourself and dealing with self-hatred and how taking better care of yourself and loving who you are is probably one of the most important things you can do. Like, I want everyone to actually take care of themselves and to treat themselves with the respect that they deserve. I believe that it can completely change anyone's life. I mean, how fitting for it to be raining. And I know, taking better care of yourself is such a repeated term. I feel like most of the times when you hear these little one phrase, like these small phrases from parents or from friends, like, oh, take better care of yourself, man. Or, hey, man, love yourself. It's almost like overused because there's no, I'm trying. I feel like everyone's trying to do that. Like, what do you mean, love yourself? I'm trying to do that every day, but it's hard. It's hard to do that. Like, I can't just flip a switch to make that happen. There's a lot of people who, like, you have to live with yourself every day. Obviously, every human has skeletons in their closet and things that they've done that they're obviously at fault for and that they feel awful about. And there's nothing you can do to change it, right? And so having to sit there and think about it day after day and having to deal with it that you were the cause of that just leads to so much self-hatred. It's like a small personal hell of I was the cause of this. Like, I'm sure, people who are in prison feel this 1,000-fold. People who are genuinely reflect on their actions and wish that they didn't do it. Like, fuck, I have to deal with the fact that I did that I hate myself for it. And that's like in this most extreme sense. And for me, like, even in small things in my life that I've done, like in small decisions that I have made, I still feel that way. I still feel that self-hatred. I still feel, no love for myself. Like, I don't even want to show up for myself because I know everything I've done. It's like a shitty friend that all their secrets, and it's like and you start to dislike them, but you're stuck with yourself. You can't walk away. And I know that, the phrase love yourself and stuff like that is almost overused. But if you give me a chance, let me show you how important it is, to respect yourself and to take better care of yourself. When you do this, you gain a sense of identity, courage, understanding for others, patience, and kindness. I understand it's hard, and so many people think that they should just be better to other people. But I think the root cause for a lot of this isn't even with the treatment of others. I literally think it's with the treatment of yourself. There are so many, me included, people who just aren't as well off and, dealing with depression. And it just kind of comes out as like angst or anxiety or anger and kind of projects onto other people because you don't necessarily know how to deal with it yourself. I feel like most anxieties, which cause a high stress life, are caused by insecurities that are related to hating ourselves. And I know so many people deal with anxiety and deal with just living a tough life, like it's tough to just sit down and do what you want to do because you're so anxious, or it's tough to go out and experience life to its fullest, or experience life to its fullest in terms of being yourself, instead of you're feeling this anxiety to put on a show rather than just being your full truest self with confidence. And that just it all comes from disliking yourself and not loving yourself and not taking care of yourself, like genuinely taking care of yourself. Like, I'm sorry, my brother, but you have to live with you, like this is something you truly, truly are stuck with. You can't just walk away from this. And if you do, that is the most selfish thing you could possibly do. And you're hurting everyone around you. If you're watching this video, I'm going to ask you this one question. Do you hate yourself? I'm not talking like, I kind of dislike myself, or I don't love myself to the fullest extent. Like, I could, care about myself more. No, if you hate yourself, I want you to stop watching this video and I want you to go find a therapist, because I don't feel like if you truly hate yourself, if you replied yes to that, I truly think you need help. And I don't feel like I'm fully equipped, because you deserve someone who can build you from the ground up. And if that can't be you, and if that can't be me, because these are just kind of like journal entries for me, and if my video's not doing enough and you hate yourself genuinely, please seek help, my friend. I care about you. There's at least one person in the world who loves you, not just cares, but loves you. If you truly don't feel that way, then please seek a therapist so then you can be that person for yourself. Like, people they don't take care of themselves. You need to I'm taking this from Jordan Peterson. I understand that he's a kind of controversial individual as of recently. But if you've ever read his book, it's amazing. The second rule in his book was treat yourself like you're someone you're taking care of, like a son or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like, if you had a son or if you had a dog, you're going to make sure they're fed. You're going to make sure they've taken their medicine if they have it. You're going to make sure they're in bed by a certain time. You're going to make sure they're on a certain eating schedule. You're going to make sure they're getting proper exercise. But for some fucking reason, we don't do any of that stuff for ourselves. And I understand, obviously there are a lot of people out there who do that for themselves. But I'm talking for the people that really need to hear this. And I was one of those people, and I wish someone told me this, but do you not realize that? Like, you would treat an animal with the respect it deserves because it's a living being, but you're treating yourself like shit. And it's most likely, I understand, it's most likely from the guilt of having to live with yourself, the guilt of being you. And I understand, trust me. You have to live with yourself, and quite frankly, and that can fucking suck sometimes. I know it sucked for me for a long time. But truthfully, things are not going to start to get better. Not a single thing in your life is going to start to shape up if you don't treat yourself like you should be treated. And that's with respect. Like my brother, it's so rare that you're even alive in the first place. Like, treat yourself with some respect. I have to constantly remind myself of this. Something that happens to me all the time is I find myself, I have a very mean inner voice in my head. Which is completely unproductive, like it just absolute bullshit, but it's something I've lived with for a very long time, and come to terms with, and trying actively day after day to try to beat it. But I can get pretty fucked up sometimes, like even just waking up in the morning, if I've slept in too late, it becomes a very mean thing. Like, even just sleeping in too late, I will wake up and the first thing my mind will think is, you are an absolute piece of shit. Get to work. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You are a piece of fucking shit. And then it causes my anxiety to spike. It kind of gets me a little frantic in the morning. And, like, oh, you don't even deserve to eat. You don't even deserve to relax, or, like, get the fuck up. You have to, or because I typically in the household will wake up and feed the dogs. It'll be like, oh my fucking god, you have to fucking do that. I can't believe this shit. Like, who do these dogs think they are? And the fact that you have to spend your time, you're already late. Like, what are you doing? You need to wake these dogs up already and like basically rush them in order to start living your life. Like, what are you doing? And it's just like, Jesus Christ, my brother, calm the fuck down. And it's taken a long time for me to kind of dial this back and really start to take care of myself better in that sense. But it was this book, Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life, that when I read that, it just kind of clicked. I didn't really realize. I think it was that self-realization of you treat these dogs with respect, and you're nice to them, and you make sure they're fed, you make sure they're taking your meds. But for you, oh, I'm too tired, I'm not even going to do that. Oh, I'm too tired, I'm not even going to do that. Like, oh, I need to get up, but I could sleep in for another hour. Oh, I should eat now since, I went to the gym, but I don't want to. I'm too tired to make food. Or, oh, I could go to the gym today, but I'm really comfortable sitting down and, just editing this video right now. Like, all of these things, if it was my dog, I'd be like, nope, we're doing it. Come on, we're doing it. And it's just weird to me, right? Like, it didn't really click for me until I read this that, yeah, why is it? Why is that the fact that I would treat something else with more respect? And, you know, I have one life here. Why don't I treat myself with any respect at all? You know, like I'm just disrespecting myself just by living and just writing off my own requests. You know, I'm listening to my body rather than my mind, and I'm not even taking care of myself. I used to be, I was a very anxious person. You know, I was I absolutely loathed myself. I was massively insecure, way too hard on myself, which, you know, I just explained. I still to this day am a people pleaser, massively. Like, it's fucked, man. I'm such a people pleaser. It's fucked up. I will completely write off any of my own personal wishes just to please the other person in front of me. And I think I talked about this a teensy bit before, but just in the fact that, you know, if back in college, or I'll give a few examples of this people pleasing shit. If anyone asked me to do anything, like if I'm working on something extremely important to me, but if, you know, I'm editing and it's something super important, it's so hard to put my foot down if my girlfriend's like, hey, let's call and watch something, or hey, let's play something, or I'll get a text from my boys and they're like, yo, hop on, or I'm in town, let's hang out. There is no chance I'm saying no. It is so hard for me. It is about a 10% chance I actually say no and work on what I need to work on, rather than, you know, hang out with other people at my own expense. I'm treating them with more respect than myself. You know, I'm valuing their opinion over mine. I'm valuing their time. I'm valuing how they want to spend their time over how I want to spend my time. Like, I'm just completely writing it off as I'm writing it down as, you know, I'm writing it off as it's just completely unimportant to me. Like, it means nothing to me, but it's me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why it's so hard for this to click in people's heads, and it was so hard to click into mine. It's me, man. Why the fuck can't I be there for me? I think it's because everyone just wants to be that kid. Theo Vaughn talked about this. I actually talked about this quite a bit, that we just want to still be kids. We want to be in pain, and we want someone else to come along and fix it. We don't want to take care of ourselves. We want to be in pain, and we want to be needing of help. And we don't even want to be there for ourselves, because that's admitting we need help in the first place. But we'd rather like a parent, or we'd rather a significant other come along and fix it for us, or a friend, when we should do it for ourselves. But when we do it for ourselves, that's admitting defeat. You know, that's admitting, like, damn, I do dislike myself, and I deserve this. I don't deserve to be heard by myself. Because I feel like that admission of I need help is the hardest part for yourself. And to treat yourself with respect, it's a really weird thing that it's so hard for us to do that, you know? But another thing with the people pleasing, aside from that, just at my own expense, a friend asks for money, I'll give it. A family member asks for money, I'll give it. If I'm owed hundreds of dollars by each one of my family members, I'm owed it. I just can't say no. And then back in college, I'm glad that I've worked on this kind of part of myself to, I would say, the fullest extent. Back in college, if a woman wanted to, you know, basically hook up and use me, it doesn't matter. It didn't really matter how I felt. It was that kind of validation of this person wants something to do with me. And it was my people pleasing of like, oh, I don't really want to upset them. So I get like, I guess, yeah. Like that's how low I valued myself, to like be used as an kind of just like viewed and used as an object for somebody else's, you know, pleasure. Just fucked up, which it really pisses me off. I actually really, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this. You know what? Okay, I'm still gonna build out from here, but it just saddens me, man. You know, like, why didn't I treat myself with more respect? Why didn't I give that guy the time of day? Why didn't I give that guy the respect he deserved? I don't know why it's so hard for people to treat themselves like they're, you know, they need to care for themselves. But I was an extremely insecure kid, you know. I made a lot of mistakes, so kind of made me hate myself, and I had no skills. I was not athletic. I didn't go to the gym, so I had, like, I did not have a physique. I had almost no muscle mass. I was scrawny. Didn't find myself humorous. Didn't know how to really, wear nice clothing. I didn't know how to really style myself either. So I felt like I just looked goofy all the time. So it was just kind of like a lack of knowledge of like how to just be and how to be comfortable, and that started to lead into me hating myself and me not taking care of myself, because it would be, I'd have all these reasons not to take care of myself. Like, oh, well, I'm scrawny. Oh, well, like, I'm not cool. Oh, well, I don't get girls. Or, oh, yeah, I look like shit. Like, I'm not attractive. I don't have nice clothes. I don't have nice hair. I'm not funny. So I'd have all these things, and I didn't really have anyone to tell me that, no, you are. Like, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be the best at all those things anyway. Like, you're special in your own right. But I didn't have somebody to tell me that. And it definitely led into more self-hatred and not taking care of myself. And it took a while. It took a long while until, just about 2 years ago for me to read that of take care of yourself like you're taking care of somebody else, to treat yourself with respect like that. When I read the phrase, like, you would take care of a dog in this way, but you wouldn't even take care of yourself, like you are valuing your own life lower than that of a dog you are in charge of watching, like a non-sentient being. You are valuing a non-sentient being's lifestyle above your own? Brother, it's you. This is your life you are living, and you're worth it, and you have aspirations, and you have goals, and you have dreams. You just don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. Like that, I wish I could sit down with that kid, that insecure kid version of myself, and tell him, like, hey man, it's okay that you don't have clothes, or like you don't have style. Like, you can learn how to dress nicely. Oh, like, hey man, it's okay, your hair looks like shit. We'll grow it out a little bit and we'll cut you up nice, and like I'll walk you through how, like, what kind of hairstyles would look good on you. Like, just like simple small shit like that goes such a long way. And that's why I hope, like, my channel helps some people. What I really want to do with this channel is, like, the route of how my videos are going to go is I kind of want to lay out in my journal, like, what the type of pure human being would be, in the sense of not like the perfect person, you know what I mean? But like how to walk someone through to have all of the, like, if you watched all my videos, you would have all of the tools to be a more mentally sound individual, that you would be able to battle your own battles without having to watch my stuff or like talk to anybody. Like, you'd be able to have solace in your life and be able to battle your own battles. That's hopefully the purpose of my channel. And like, if I ever stop one day, I want that all to be completed for at least one person, or even for myself, because I don't feel like I have that. But yeah, man, like, with that kid version of myself, like, it's okay that you don't have skills, and it's okay that you don't love yourself, man. Like, or actually, it's not okay that I don't love myself. It's okay that you're not confident. Like, this is how you gain confidence. This is how you care about yourself. This is how you gain identity. This is how you deal with fear. This is how you deal with hatred. Like, I wish someone was just there to teach me. And so I hope my videos can jumpstart for anybody like that kind of thinking, because I don't want you, like, I'm talking to you right now. Like, you're the one watching this. I'm not talking to my general audience or like a specific person. I'm talking to you listening. Like, I want you to feel cared for, and I want you to feel, I want you to feel like you can love yourself, and I want you to feel like you can stand up for yourself and actually take care of yourself. Start going to the gym, start eating better, start actually creating things you're passionate about, start just being creative. Get into different creative things, get into the arts, start making videos, start hanging out with people more, start actually taking your medicine, start actually reading, or maybe, sit down and actually think, like, what am I fearful about? What do I love about myself? What do I hate about myself? What do I want to change? What in my life is so fucked up that I just really want to completely alter? Like, what am I doing wrong? How can I change it? Like, all of these things are huge steps. to start to actually take care of yourself and just to give yourself the time of day. You know, people say they want to get better and then they just don't because they don't give themselves the time. Like everything I just said, like starting a gratitude journal or like actually writing down what you want to change in your life. If you actually ever sit down to do it and you're the type of person who can't get the motivation to start things, just be like, I can do it later. I can do it tomorrow or something. I'll just like watch a video instead or like watch TV. And it's like, so you're literally valuing TV over your own mental clarity and building yourself up, you know? Like it's really weird how we've come to that point with like how much dopamine we can get in the world. Because it's like, sorry, I'm saying like a lot. But with how much dope, and it's also 2:45 in the morning. I apologize. It's hard for me to sit down and record these, guys. I'm sorry. I've honestly been in a rut lately, and I wanted to talk about loving yourself because this has been a topic I've been struggling with recently. And everything I'm saying is true, though. I'm trying to journal more. I stopped journaling for a bit, and it really made me slack. It really made me slack in terms of mental respect. I just kind of had like, you know, that negative talk in my brain of like, I hate myself, stuff like that. Like, you don't deserve this. Or like, I'm trying to work on YouTube and I'm trying to work on these videos. There will constantly be this nagging in my brain of like, you're not funny enough. The stuff you're doing is not good enough. Like, these videos will never make it. Why did you do this? Why aren't you just getting a job or pursuing a business? Why are you pursuing YouTube? Like, this is such a crazy gamble. Or like these Yaps videos, it's like, you're not worthy of talking to these people. And it's hurtful because it's me, you know? And I trust myself. So it's like, when I hear these things, it hurts. And so I've just been in a bit of a rut. And I apologize for not uploading. But I'm trying, you know? And I really appreciate the patience. So I know my videos help. And I'm obviously not trying to force myself with these. That's why it's been like 10 days and finally got in the mood to it tonight. So don't feel the need to, you know, I know people write like, oh man, if you want to take a break. No, it's okay. It's okay. This stuff's important to me. I don't really want to take a break. But yeah, I just hope that kind of gets across how important it is, you know, me sharing this, because it truly is, man. Like, all of us are deserving of love. And if we can't give it to ourselves, we probably shouldn't be giving it to other people. You know, like, we can try to give it to other people, but it's going to be misguided. Because if you can truly dial in that self-love and self-respect, and you actually start to take care of yourself, and you actually start to put in the work for yourself, you eventually start to feel like, and it feels like your world's kind of opening. Oh, I can give this out to other people. Like, I have enough, you know? I'm almost overflowing with respect and love for life and myself that I got to pour this in some other people's cup, you know? I gotta make them happier today. I noticed that when I write my gratitude journal and read my journal and then read my stoic books, that I actually, first thing I do when I see my mom is hug her. And instead, you know, when I don't do that, I've noticed that I kind of just like look at her and say good morning, and then like kind of move on, like, because I feel like my stuff is more important than like our time together. And I kind of treat it like it's infinite. And I feel like when I write down my gratitude journal and actually give myself respect that day and actually love myself and show up for myself because I'm taking care of myself, my love overflows and my respect overflows for life. Look how pretty this is. I know this is a shader, but yeah, I hug her immediately, first thing. It just makes life that much more living, you know. Sorry, it makes life that much more worth living. It just makes it beautiful. I just really want to share that with you guys because I know some of you are hurting. I've seen a lot of your comments, and fuck, man. A lot of you are going through worse shit than I probably will ever go through in my entire life. And it pains me, but I know you'll get through it. It's important to take care of yourself like this, and it makes the world a better fucking place. It makes the world a better place, and it makes your life more enjoyable. I know a lot of people who are in my comments need that love to get through what you're going through. And I just, you know, it's funny to quote Kanye West here, but I want you to be a fan of yourself, and I hope my videos can kind of be the espresso to jumpstart you in your day, and to hopefully, because you know, obviously what I'm saying are just words, and I can't come into your life and actively sit down with you like a therapist would and try to fix things for you. The best I can do is try to give you that push. Like, hopefully you're already thinking things need to get better, and this video is that extra push to get you out, you know, get you out of your shell and get you going. I hope so. I really hope that's the case, because you guys deserve it. I want you guys to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. You know, I was talking earlier about how the self-hatred comes from knowing all your past mistakes, and that's okay. You can know your past mistakes. That's fine. But I think you got to come to terms with it. You know, like, I think since you know everything that you've ever done, and that's where that self-hatred comes from, I feel like the only way to truly live a life of, you know, not massive pain and self-hatred is to forgive yourself. You know, it's okay to be weak, and it's okay to fail, and it's okay to make mistakes. And so a lot of the things you hate about yourself are just kind of traits that you haven't worked on, or things you haven't completely thought through, or mistakes you made when you were younger that obviously you didn't know better and you couldn't really control. And that's not your fucking fault. You know, like, it's okay to fail like that. And you know what else? It's also okay to forgive yourself, because when you forgive yourself for those mistakes and you actually sit through them and go, you know what? It might have been my fault, but there was nothing else I could do, and I forgive myself. It's forgiving yourself isn't, you know, saying, oh, I didn't do it. No, you can still feel like you were at fault and it was your fault, and you admit to that, but you also can still forgive yourself even though it was your fault, you know? And that's okay. That's like fucking normal. That's not like an escape. It's not you're scapegoating or anything and putting it off. And no, that's not it at all. I want you to go out there. I actually want you to pursue things that make you happy. You know, I think a lot of self-hatred also comes from not doing things that you love and not doing things that you actually care about. You know, like, you should give yourself the respect of, oh, I can do this for myself. You know, like, I deserve to have a little bit of me time and a little bit of pursuits in terms of my own personal aspirations. That's completely fine, you know? You really need to start learning about yourself and your interests and what makes you tick. Like, if you feel like you're kind of a husk of a person, you don't really understand who you are, it's because you've never tried. Like, you got to sit down and journal. I'm serious. If you do know what your aspirations are, but you still are having issues, man, like, I would thoroughly recommend gratitude journaling. Like, literally, just how I gratitude journal is, I have the one off of Amazon, like the main one that they recommend, the 3 things you're grateful for the day, and then 3 things that I think you want to happen, or that would make today a good day, and then one like manifestation. And oh my god, it's so useful, and just it makes the days easier, you know? If you're not doing any type of exercise, holy shit, I recommend it. I'm begging you to, actually. Like, you just gotta take care of yourself, guys. You gotta eat better. You gotta stop eating fast food and shit. I know it sucks, and I know it's hard, but life's hard. And life is a struggle. And you gotta struggle to make it worth it. Sorry if today was a little bit more laid back. I'm really tired. It's 3 in the morning. I really think this is gonna be a really cool beach house, though, like a little fishing hut. I definitely want to make like a podcast studio up there, so that I can just kind of, or even down here, just like spots I can sit and chill, and then go into like replay mode and fly around. So then, like, you can look at me or something, and while I just talk to you, so I don't have to multitask. It's just gonna be awesome. I really appreciate you guys, and I really hope you start to love yourself more. I hope this video helped at least a little. I hope this pushed at least one of you over the edge in terms of actually learning to appreciate yourself and take care of yourself. Just one last reminder, if you respond to, do you hate yourself, and you say yes, like complete hate, please seek help. Like, you deserve it. You deserve to get help, and it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to not be okay. That's all right. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, bitch. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to admit it. Before I leave, here's a cute little video. I hope you enjoy it.
You got to remember, the best revenge is no revenge. Doing things for anybody else's opinions, or, you know, to try to please anybody else, or to try to get one over on somebody else, It's just not an awesome approach. Not in my mind. Classic trope. Your girlfriend leaves you for the jock. That guy, if he starts going to the gym, pretty legit. It's probably going to make him feel better to be bigger because of that. But in the process of going, I would hope that he would kind of realize, like, oh shit, the gym is fucking cool. I like this shit. And then just, do it just because he likes it.
I appreciate you. I love you. I'm proud of you. I hope you reach out to an old friend, tell him you miss him. Reach out to a current friend, tell him you want to hang out. And reach out to your parents and tell them you love them. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Bye.